Hey everybody, welcome back. Come on closer to me. Welcome back to my channel. It's Chris B, and today is day 2 of my 12 days of Vlogmas. Today I'm coming to y'all with a couponing video. It's going to be all about how I started selling my bundles, how I price my bundles, how I market and advertise myself, just how I do my thing. I know a lot of y'all on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go and follow me. It's me, Chris B. I'm gonna leave it like right here somewhere. But a lot of y'all always ask me questions on Instagram, and I feel like people who are reselling all tend to have the same questions. And so I'm hoping that I can just record it all in this video and answer all the questions that y'all have. Okay. So first, I have to let y'all know that I do have my notes because your girl takes notes. Okay, I have my notes. I'm gonna be looking down at my notes, and your girl has her drink because I'm grown. Anyway, y'all, let's just get into it. So, how did I start selling? So first, I guess it will go back to how I started couponing. When I first started couponing, I would be on Facebook groups and like on Instagram, and I quickly saw, probably in the first month that I started couponing, that people were taking their products and selling them. So that was my immediate thought, like that was my goal, was to take my products and sell them. I was like, how do I get to that point, right? So I realized that it was money in it, and I got a little bit of a stockpile, and I start selling. And the first place that I sold was actually to a group here in Atlanta. I was a Lyft driver at that time, and y'all know Facebook has groups for everything. So there was it was like a Lyft group for Atlanta Lyft drivers, like Lyft, Uber, everybody who does that. And Atlanta is big as hell. It's thousands of people in this group. When I say thousands, I mean thousands of people in this group. So I start posting like my bundles and say, hey, y'all, I'm gonna be at the airport, because at the airport, that's where a lot of Lyft drivers hang out. Hey, y'all, be at the airport. Let me know if y'all want something. So I would post there, and people would respond back. But I'm gonna be honest, y'all, nobody ever saw me. Nobody ever came to the airport, and even though we're all out there, we're all in the same spot, no one came to see me. But I was in that Facebook group, and there was like a side group chat with a few of us. I got invited into it, and one of the girls in there was my very, very first sale. If I can find the DM of my first sale, I'll post it here. But she was my very, very first sale, and I was super excited. So from then on, that's like where I started, right? So I would promote in the Lyft group, and then I started moving my talents over to Marketplace, because that's where it was at. And I started selling in like 2018, 2019. So Marketplace was a little bit different than it is now. Like, it's full of scammers and a whole lot of BS now, but back then it was a little bit better. So I will post on Marketplace all the time, and that's kind of how I grew my clientele. From Facebook Marketplace, I tried to sell on Mercari, I tried to sell on OfferUp, and I did not like those two platforms. I would post my bundles, I didn't get a good reception, I guess. Like, no one really was trying to buy any bundles. So I discontinued that, but I did sell on the Nextdoor app. And the Nextdoor app is basically an app where people that live in your community, they all can join. It's kind of like, it's like a Facebook, but for people who live in a good enough radius of your home, like your neighborhood, your community, a good, 10, 15 miles of people, something like that. So I would sell on there, and I also would get clients there. So, I'm selling on Marketplace, I'm selling on Nextdoor. So I'm like, okay, cool. I got a little bit of motion. It's not a lot, but I got a little bit of motion. What I did was I eventually settled on Facebook Marketplace, and I would start selling at the flea market. Y'all know that I sell at the strip club now. So over the years, I've just grown into this super mega seller, right? Let's start, let me answer a little bit of the questions that I have saw that some of you guys have answered. Now that you know a little bit about my background, you know that I'm certified. I know what I'm doing. Y'all can trust me, okay? So here we go. Okay, so the first question I think people want to know is how much stock should you have before you start to sell? It depends on how often you want to sell, right? I do think that you should have enough of a stockpile, and when I say enough, I mean a good assortment of detergent, a good assortment of beauty products, a good assortment of paper towels and toilet paper, a good assortment of cleaning supplies. I'm not saying that you have to have shelves and shelves of it, but have a good enough stock that you can make a nice presentation, right? Okay? And I say that because y'all, I sell weekly, daily, and I don't have much of a stockpile all the time because I'm flipping it. But at the same time, I guess I do that because I know I'm going to get it back, so let me just keep flipping it. When you first start off, I just say, have a good stockpile of stuff, maybe a good $300 to $500 worth of merchandise. And you're like, how do I know it's $300 to $500 worth of merchandise? We're going to talk about that, y'all. We're going to talk about that. That's actually let's just segue into it right now. Let's just talk about it. So how do I price stuff? This is like the question that everybody wants to know. Like, I want to sell, I got a stockpile, but how do I price stuff? Another loaded question. So first, it comes into a few things. So first, what competitive stores do you have out there? For instance, is your cheapest store Dollar General, or is your cheapest store kind of like Target? Because there are some areas where some people, they don't have a Walmart. So maybe if you don't have a Walmart in your area, maybe you might want to price your stuff a little bit extra, right? Because people are going to Target, people are going to Publix, right? But if you have a Dollar General, a Walmart, a Family Dollar, if you have all of these stores and because you're in a pretty populated, that was my dog. But if you have all of those stores, then I would say that you want to be on the lower end because one, they could just go to Walmart. Supply and demand, that's a big thing because you see this paper, these tissues right here, these go. The demand of it is constant. So I can have this at a higher price point than what I could have maybe my mouthwash. Yes, I sell mouthwash, but I don't sell mouthwash as much as I'm selling my toilet paper. If I go somewhere, I'm selling out my toilet paper. I'm not selling out of my mouthwash. So with that being said, I keep my toilet paper as close to retail as possible, honestly. And that's because it's gonna sell regardless. I'm still gonna give you a deal. You can find this for $6, right? So I sell it for $5 because it's still a deal. It's still gonna go. Now my mouthwash, this is pretty expensive in the store, but I'm looking at Walmart prices because I'm in Atlanta. I'm looking at Walmart and Dollar General. I believe these are probably like $4 or $5 in Walmart. Maybe $3.48, something like that. I haven't checked in a while, but I know my price. My price is $3 or 2 for $5 because number one, it's not a big demand for it like that. So why would I have it more expensive if it's already not flying out the door at, $3 or 2 for $5? So you have your competitive stores, your supply and demand, and then you have the couponers around you. Baby, let me tell you something. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. There are hundreds of couponers. I probably could name 10 couponers that I personally know here in Atlanta who also sell. So I can't have my products as expensive because not only can my customers go to Walmart, but they can go to another couponer. So I have to keep that in mind, okay? Now, if you don't have that much competition in your area, it's not that many couponers, you go on your Facebook marketplace and you look at bundles and it's not that many people, maybe you might can get away with having your products a little bit more expensive. Just a tad bit more because of you ain't got that much competition. Me, on the other hand, I'm competing with all these hoes, okay? We just competing ass bitches, okay? But with that being said, I still make my money, I still make my profit. So I cannot tell y'all exactly how much to price your items, but I can tell you that these are the factors on which I think should be deciding factors on what your prices should be, right? So just think about that. If y'all want me to go more deep into that and how much some of my stuff in my stockpile costs, I could do a whole video on that. I could just say, hey, this is what this detergent is, this is what this fabric softener is, this is what this is, and the reasons why. If y'all want that, let me know, because I can do it, okay? Okay, so next we are going to talk about how to market, okay? So you got your stockpile, you got your price list, now you got to put yourself out there. And y'all, I love to put myself out there. I'm going to be honest with y'all. When it comes to pushing your business and marketing yourself, you got to be like a hoe on a straw, okay? You need to be walking up and down them blocks and making sure every car see you, okay? And you got to look good while you're doing it. That's just me. You got to prostitute yourself when it comes to your business. Sorry if that's a little vulgar for y'all, but that's just how I think about it, okay? Because a hoe is gonna work, okay? She gonna work, she gonna get that money. So that's what we're talking about. Now, let's get how to market. So first you want to post listings on Facebook, and you want to have a Facebook group. It doesn't matter if you only have 5 people in that group, it's going to grow. It has to start from somewhere. So I would honestly start a Facebook group day one I start selling. Only because when you sell to that one person, you need to have a follow-up. Hey, follow me here and let your friends know about me. This is where I post all of my stuff. And you need to post consistently, okay? Consistently, I mean at least once a day. At least once a day. You're fighting an algorithm, okay? So at least once a day, okay? Post on IG. And a lot of people, they aren't hip to posting on IG about their bundles, but I made I made an Instagram page. It's called Christina Clips Coupons. It's just where I post my bundles. I have like 5,000 followers on there just because people are finding me, and I get so many customers. I get more customers on Instagram than I do on Facebook. And I think everybody has like their different niche or like clientele somehow. And it also kind of goes back to where you're from and where you're living at. The kind of clientele that I have, they're Instagram people. So I post on Instagram all the time. I'm posting on my story. I'm posting reels. I'm posting pictures. I'm doing all kind of different content because I'm going to stay in that algorithm. And I'm talking about my bundles page, not my personal page, my bundles page. I also would post on Facebook religiously as well. You can do the same thing on Facebook, and you can post in your group all the time. I know lots of couponers, they have a lot of success on Facebook when they're Facebook groups. I more so have success on Instagram. Like Instagram. I prefer Instagram versus the Facebook groups, even though I have some really good loyal customers on my Facebook group. That's just me. But at the end of the day, you gotta post, and you gotta post consistently. And it's gotta look good. Sorry y'all if it looks all weird now. The camera lost memory and I had recorded so much and I gotta start all over again. But nevertheless, we're gonna drink to that. Because one thing is, we gonna get it done. So we were talking about how to market. So next I wanna talk about like giving customers something that they can touch, the feel, they can remember you. You can do flyers, you can do business cards, you can do stickers. You see this shirt that I got right here? Boom, boom. Christina Clips Coupons, you can get some shirts. On the back, I don't know if y'all can see, but it says, you know, we shopping. That's my, that's like my little slogan. One of my customers came up with it. We shopping. So you just want to get something like that. And if you don't know how to start, where to get that, there's a great app called Canva. Canva is basically where they have templates of flyers, business cards, all these things that you're looking for. And you can just type in flyer and all these flyers will show up. It's free. And you can just plug in your own pictures, your own colors, just from someone else's design. So you don't have to start from scratch. So definitely want to get some of that stuff so you can just start handing it out to people. Okay, so now you've got your business cards, you've gone door to door and you've been handing them out, taping them onto people's doors and they on their mailboxes. You doing the work and you pound the pavement, right? Where else can you sell this stuff at, right? Where else can you sell it? Now, I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm coming out with a video with 24 places where you can sell your stockpile in 2024. But today in this video, I'm gonna give y'all some places just so, you know, just to wet your whistle a little bit, okay? So, have you thought about selling at your job? Start selling to your coworkers. Where do you work at? Is it a lot of people there? Can you set up like a table outside maybe? If it's not your job, what about your husband's job, your girlfriend's job, or mama's job? Somebody's place of employment, okay? So you can go to the salon, the hair salon, the nail salon, the barber shop. You can go to the daycare. Most parents, they're dropping their kids off around a certain 2-hour range, 2-hour window. That might be a good time to set up every Thursday, every Friday, or whatever, you know, think about the daycare. I don't want to give up too many because I am doing the video, but you could do garage sales. You can just literally set up in your apartment or your home, your community, set up your table, set up your shelves, and sell from there. So those are just a few ideas, y'all. I'm gonna drop a whole nother video. So next, I want to talk about safety. And I don't think a lot of couponers talk a lot about safety because we be out here with cash. Sometimes we be out here by ourselves. So and especially when you first start selling. So let's get into it about safety. So first, don't go by yourself if you're just meeting someone. If you're just meeting these people from Facebook, I don't advise that you go by yourself. If you have to go by yourself, I would go somewhere where there is a lot of traffic, not necessarily Walmart parking lot or anything like that. You can meet up at a gas station. You can meet up across the street from a hospital, across the street from a police station, somewhere where it's lit and has lots of cameras, okay? Next, when I first started off, I didn't carry change because I don't know you like that. Like when I start to go and get my change, I don't know what you're gonna do. And maybe that's because I'm a bitch from the hood, but I just don't carry change. Like I don't carry change and you're not about that. Nah. I just don't carry change. And I was let them know that prior to us meeting that I do make sure that you have exact cash or you can pay me digitally. Now, not so much, I don't do that because for my safety, I get a deposit. But I think that, a lot of people aren't comfortable with doing that. So we're not gonna talk about that in this video. If y'all want me to talk about it, let me know. But we ain't gonna talk about too much in this video, but yeah, just let them know that you don't carry change. So make sure they have exact change, okay? Meet up in a public place and your phone number. I wouldn't necessarily give my phone number out. I have a Google Voice number. You guys can just download the Google Voice app and pick a phone number out that you want. And I've had that number for years and I use that as my business number because I don't want people taking my phone number and looking it up on Facebook or looking it up on whatever the fuck people be looking shit up on. You ain't about to get me, so a Google Voice number. So those are just a few safety tips. I mean, if you want to keep that thing on you, you can, make sure you keep that thing on you too. Make sure you have some mace or some bear spray, some gel spray, a knife, a weapon. I mean, you should just have these things just when you go outside anyway. But since we are meeting up with people that we may not know and trying to conduct business, these are just things that I've never had to do anything to anybody. But safety first, right? I'd rather have it and not need it and need it and not have it. Okay. We almost at the end. So I had everything kind of like lined up and outlined, but these are just some random notes that I have that I just kind of want to touch on. So in order to maintain a profitable business and a successful business, you got to be consistent. And you hear that word consistent so much and people are always like, oh, I just can't do it. I can't do it. You need to. I don't want to hear that. Like, you need to get some discipline about yourself. That the only D you need right now is discipline and direct deposit. consistency is key, y'all, okay? And I'm not meaning like, oh, I'm gonna post once a week. No, baby, I need you to be up. And what did I say earlier? Well, how you gotta be on a stroll for your thing, okay? Walking down the stroll. Another thing that you can do is send out mass texts and emails to people. So I wish I knew how to send mass texts without like having everyone's phone number in it. I think there's a service for that. Like you kind of have to pay for it, but you can send out mass texts like, hey guys, on Friday, I am going to have these bundles available. And then you can post that on your Facebook, on your Instagram, and then send out these mass texts or emails. Also, guys, I want to talk about having a budget. Make sure you have a budget for the week or for the month or whatever that is, because you want to have a profit. So you got to have a budget, okay? Profit and loss, that kind of goes with having a budget. And sometimes loss could be, I have some dryer sheets up here that got super wet. That's a loss, right? Like I bought them, but it's a loss. So it's like damaged goods too. Bleach could just like, or the Dawn bottles, when the Dawn opens up and gets on a whole bunch of stuff, it's hard to resell it no matter what it is. So, you know, think about it like that. Organization, y'all got to have some sort of organization to keep this thing a well-oiled machine. And I mean, like, your stockpile needs to be organized. We got to clean out our purses and our bags, y'all. Like, I'm notorious for that too. But when I do clean it out for those few days, I feel so much more productive. Okay, so we need to be organized, and organized with how much we spending, how much we making. I know I keep talking about that, but like, what are we doing here? Did we talk about consistency? Oh, okay. And you want to also be consistent because that builds trust, right? Like people know that they can come to me for a bundle. They might not be able to go to the girl that was selling bundles, but then she stopped, but then she started back up again, and then she stopped. Baby, you're not consistent, and I don't trust that you're gonna have my shit. Okay, so you want to build that trust with those customers, okay? And you do that by being what? If y'all don't say consistent, better say consistent. Dash said y'all better say consistent. Okay, but anyway, y'all, so those are pretty much like how I started selling, how I think that you guys can kind of get your foot in the door. If you have any questions, let me know. My next video, I think I'm gonna put out the 24 places to sell in 2024. Kind of just piggyback up off this video. But if y'all have any questions, leave it down in the comments. Let's start some discussion. And I'm gonna see y'all on Vlogmas day number 3.